We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Deshaun Hand, Miami Dolphins defensive lineman. I feel like he's been one of the more underrated players on the team this season. Kind of an unsung hero. First guy in the rotation, D-tackle 3 behind Sealer and Campbell. And he's just been really solid this season versus the run, getting his job done. He can play as a 1-gap, 2-gapper, can play multiple different spots across the defensive line. So it shows that versatility, which I think is huge. Whether you need him as more as like a 1 or a 3. Even can go out there, play some 5 for you if needed. And he's just used his length. He's been disciplined, controlled at the point of attack, taking on double teams, can stack and shed his blocks. It's definitely very fun to watch him make these plays. And like it just kind of goes unnoticed because he's not going to give you too much as a pass rusher, which you don't really need him to. Like you have in those obvious passing situations, Sealer and Campbell to come on the field who are a very disruptive duo. But to be a part of the rotation and, get these, help these run stops, give Campbell and Sealer some breathers. It's really, really good because I feel like the D-tackle 3 spot has been really rough for the Dolphins. It was Raekwon Davis for a year, and I just feel like Raekwon hadn't played good in a while. And they had Hand last year, but Hand wasn't playing to this level that he's playing at now. Just a better fit for this defense here. So excited that Hand can step up and just be like a solid guy. It just feels like he's one of those guys that you should try to have, like, get him on a cheap deal every year, like a cheap 1-year deal until, he retires. Because he's like 29. Get him on like a cheap 1-year deal and just to have him part of the rotation, like real solid rotational player. Most of this will be, reps versus the run. But here, his 1 sack of the season. Get isolated on the right guard. And this right guard for Seattle is not good. Like, if he's going to get a true one-on-one like this versus a bad player, like, he can definitely get some pressure. It's just, this isn't the big strength of his game. Like, he does a good job. Push, pull, sort of shed aside, get that arm over going, show off some athleticism. He's got some nice athleticism to him as well. Just overall, doing some good things. And here, watch him just cross the face. Like, most of these reps of him versus the run are him, controlling the point of attack, controlling, like, his primary gap, and then stacking and shedding to his secondary gap if needed. This time, we get to just see him explode into the A-gap here and just get cross face very quickly, knowing that the backside linebacker can fill that gap where he was aligned as a 3-tech, but showing off that explosiveness to cross face. Very, very impressive, knowing that they're blitzing like these linebackers from the backside, showing that lateral quickness, and then makes the tackle near the line of scrimmage on Connor. He was really good in this Cardinals game, especially because the Dolphins didn't have Sealer in this game. They were able to stop the run very, very well. At least as like a run defender, he's been very, very solid. Another example of him just controlling the point of attack. Get engaged with the left guard, don't get cut off. Then just does a good job getting control of that B gap. He shades over here. He's in control. Good technique. Staying square. If the guy goes back to the inside, James Cook, he was able to, you'd be able to, maybe shed back. But he's in control of his primary gap here. He works into it and it just makes the tackle. Yeah, just really nice work there from Deshaun Hand. Doing this constantly. Does a pretty good job versus double teams too, which he gets squared up on the right tackle, the right guard. The right tackle tries to come down and, move him off to the side. Shows good core strength to stay in control. Also, this is what you want to do versus double teams, like square up one of them and then not get moved too much out of the way. Good base here. Good job straining. He throws this tackle or guard off him like it's nothing. Just showing good play strength overall, and then able to make that tackle right at the line to gain. Just really, really good work. Getting control of the point of attack there and kind of resetting that line of scrimmage with some power. I think Hand's done a good job. Here's an example of him kind of winning at the point of attack, getting control of his gap here, but then working through. Once the running back clears, right there, Tank Bigsby makes that cut. Hand recognizes it. He sees him clear his gap. So now Hand knows he can shed, look at him, extend that right arm to then shed, get back across the face the other way, and then help make that tackle to that secondary gap that he was in control of. That's just really good work in like a gap and a half style scheme, which the Dolphins like to do that. And he can here they try to work a little double team off the rip. Guard throws hands on him and then goes to the next level. They're working like some duo stuff. But once he gets one-on-one with the right tackle, who's pretty big, he can overpower tackles. That's why I like when he works the run versus some tackles, is he can really use leverage against them. Look at him extend. Good. He just has really good length. Plays with good leverage, pad level, extend there. He's in control of this gap. Once he sees Davis can get to this other side, he's able to extend, peel off of it, and then help make that tackle for, a limited 2 to 3 yard gain. Lots of things I think to like with Deshaun Hand. Here he is taking on double team, beating the tight end, the right tackle. He is able to help reset the line of scrimmage, takes on that. They help set this edge. Once the running back cuts back, clears his gaps, he's able to peel off again and then help make that tackle near the line with the linebackers. That's why I show like positional versatility. Like here, lined up as a 4 tech, straight up on the tackle, 4-eye maybe. But he can do multiple different things. Cut to the outside, get control, kind of push back. JC Latham's having a really good season, and just help make that tackle for a loss. Lots of good things, I think, with Deshaun Hand to like in that running game. I feel like he's just playing on a different level this year. Because when I was trying Hand film last year, there wasn't too much to really break down. It wasn't like he was horrible, but he wasn't really making too many impact plays, even as a run defender. But this year, I feel like he's been much better. Doing it for different concepts. This time on a backside of a run where he has to work out laterally, not get cut off. He just keeps working through like this double team. 71's, got the natural leverage advantage, and he's using that like offhand, backhand to help 75 try to cut him off, and then he would go up to 20. But Hand keeps on both blocks long enough, keeps working through it, and then by the time 71 climbs to Jordan Brooks, Hand's still able to get across the face, show that lateral quickness, and then make that tackle for a limited gain. Doesn't get too far down the field. And then Hand just makes some plays, man. Like, love this stuff. So this is like some trap action here. When you have the trap stuff happen to you, like a lot of times D tackles get caught off balance, caught off guard by it, because he is expecting to engage with 56. He doesn't. He works the next level. So then Hand understands, like, when that happens, boom, get your head to find the guy that's pulling across on the trap concept, which he recognizes it quickly. And usually you get taken out here a little bit, but he is so powerful that even versus this guy that he's not ready for and has some momentum, he's able to throw him basically into the running back and take him off. Like, that's just really good recognition skills, processing, just instincts, and then just add to finish literal actual power and using your length. And then he also gets the tackle, which is impressive, that like he makes him run into the tackle and then he moves past him and then throws him off and then still is able to pull him down and get a solo tackle on him. That's actually kind of insane. Another good rep here from Deshaun Hand, controlling the point of attack right there, in control, and then boom, throw him into the offensive lineman, right? Just good work being as a 3 technique. Primary gap right here is this B gap. Sees that 31 isn't committing to the outside, but once he sees him commit into that secondary gap he controls of, he's able to push him, force him into his own lineman, and make the tackle for him himself. Just really, really good work. Just stacking, shedding, getting control of this right tackle. Boom. Violent hands, violent to shed and make that tackle at the line of scrimmage. He was really good in that Cardinals game. They stopped the run, and the Cardinals have a very good run offense. It was nice to see. And they've had a pretty good functional offensive line, but he's using his hands, he's using his length to his advantage. He's playing with good base. He's bending in his lower half, his knees. Good job, like extension with the hips too. Pick up the offensive line. Once, get control of your gap, and then once the guy commits to their gap, peel off of it, stack, shed, help make the tackle at the line of scrimmage. When he's playing like that, the run defense kind of just clicks a little bit better. Even here, like, he takes on a double team, doesn't get pushed back too far, not super impactful at the start of this play, but then he peels off of it late, and he's the one who strips this, that forced that Kyron Williams fumble that Fuller recovered right there. He was the one who ended up getting that fumble. Deshaun Hand just was making plays, solid plays throughout the game. Really, really solid as run defender. Getting a tackle for loss there when they kind of like left him unblocked. So really, really solid work, I think, from the D-line this season. There was times where the team kind of struggled to create pressure with just 4, but I think that mainly had to do with like injuries, and you're not expecting when you have like some backups, maybe you're missing Sealer and your only real like your edge defenders are Chop and Ogba, but like Chop's kind of catching on now too. Ogba's not going to create too much on his own. So you really need like, it's tough to do that without like guys off the edge like Chubb and Phillips. But when you have Sealer, Campbell, and then Chop starting to really pick it up, and then you can have like a rotation of Deshaun Hand who can come in and play solid run defense, like it feels a lot better about the front. Really, really showed out in that Rams game recently. So if you guys really do, make sure like comment, subscribe, and